I want to welcome you back to the D-Lo Show. I am your host, Ryan D-Lo Delosier. I'm back again here with another episode for you today. I was kind of going down a rabbit hole over the weekend, and I was looking for some new cases, and so I went into the Yakima County Inmate Lookup website, and you can sort it. It tells you everyone who's in jail right now, so you can go through and you can actually sort that by how long they've, by their booking date is one of the ways. I mean, you can sort it by last name, sort it by booking date, all sorts of different factors on how you can sort it. So I sorted them by booking date, and I tried to see who was in there the longest, and I came across this case right here for this individual. So we'll get right to it right here. Once again, if you like what you're hearing here, like what you're doing, go ahead and like and follow, subscribe, do all those things, and give me a 5-star review down the line. Helps people like you who are listening to this also find the show. So without further ado, we're back here at the D-Lo Show. So today we are looking at a devastating case out of Washington State that highlights the extreme dangers vulnerable runaways face. We're talking about the tragic murder of 17-year-old Samantha Kalinchuk. Samantha was a teenager from Spokane, and if you know where Spokane's at in Washington State, I mean, if you're from it, you're from Washington, you definitely know where it's at. But if you don't, it's actually about 280 miles if you're going to drive on the highway over east from Seattle. So it's quite a drive. But from Yakima, it's about a 3.5-hour drive. So Samantha, she was a teenager from Spokane. She loved longboarding, playing basketball, and she was a Houston Astros fan. So we'll forgive her for that, but she liked to cheer on the Houston Astros. Friends described her as a beautiful soul with a big heart who was always willing to help out. But Samantha at the time was dealing with homelessness, and she was staying at the Crosswalk Youth Shelter in downtown Spokane. So you might be wondering how a teenager ends up in a shelter, or how a minor is even legally allowed to be out on the streets. In Washington State, it actually is not illegal for a minor to just live on their own as a runaway. Under a set of laws known as the Becca Bill, law enforcement has the authority to pick up runaway youth or kids found in dangerous circumstances and place them in secure crisis residential centers. Furthermore, any person or shelter providing refuge to a runaway minor is legally required to notify the youth's parents, law enforcement, or the Department of Social and Health Services, DSHS, within 8 to 72 hours. So once again on that, it was parents, law enforcement, or DSHS. Not and, but or right there. So they could contact one of those three. Places like Crosswalk are licensed emergency shelters designed to get kids off the street. Teens usually end up there when they have absolutely exhausted all other options. Often, this is the result of severe family conflict, aging out of the foster care system, escaping violence at home, or having a family environment that was destroyed by drugs. It was in downtown Spokane where Samantha, at just 17 years old and highly vulnerable, crossed paths with a man named Juan Carlos Sandoval. And again, that was a name that I saw on the jail registry, was Juan Carlos Sandoval. Sandoval, at the time, was 37 years old. Remember that? Samantha was 17, Sandoval, 37. Yeah, that's a full 2 decades older than Samantha. Sandoval was a transient, so a homeless as well, and a level 3 registered sex offender. The reason he was forced to register are incredibly disturbing. According to court records, his prior convictions included third-degree rape, third-degree child rape, unlawful imprisonment, and failing to register as a sex offender. As pointed out, the system's attempts at rehabilitation clearly failed him, as he once again targeted a vulnerable child when he manipulated Samantha. A concerned friend of Samantha's, named Shauna Fromang, actually took the teen into her home from August to December of 2022, specifically to keep her away from Sandoval. Tragically, though, Samantha ended up reconnecting with Sandoval in December, and they left Spokane, the entire area of Spokane, they left together, heading towards the lower Yakima Valley. Shauna was terrified. She pleaded with the public on social media, warning that Sandoval was violent, that they might be lying about Samantha's age, and that the teen was in serious danger. Samantha stayed in touch with her friend for a short time, sending messages that Sandoval was becoming increasingly violent each day. She even sent her phone's location. But after leaving a voicemail on January 3rd of 2023, the communication went completely cold. Months passed. Months passed. Then, on April 30th of 2023, a property owner on Farm Lane, just east of Mabton, made a gruesome discovery after noticing a foul smell. It was Samantha's decomposed body. An autopsy revealed she had been killed by a single gunshot wound to the head. Right around the exact same time Samantha was found, Sandoval was on a crime spree. On April 29th, he allegedly held farm workers at gunpoint and stole their truck near Outlook. A few days later, on May 2nd, police found him sleeping in a vehicle at the Legends Casino Hotel in Toppenish. When officers woke him up, he held a gun to his own head, triggering a 3-hour standoff that put the entire casino on lockdown. He was finally taken into custody. So fast forward to early 2024, Yakima County prosecutors officially charged Sandoval with first-degree murder, second-degree murder, sexually violating a human corpse, and first-degree extortion in connection with Samantha's death. If you look at the Yakima County Jail roster today, he is still sitting in Unit YDOC MJ2B. His bail was set at over $2 million between the case of his murder case and the other violent charges that were brought against him. This case is a horrific reminder of the predators that target vulnerable youth who fall through the cracks of a system. If you have any information about the timeline of Samantha's disappearance between January and April of 2023, authorities still want to hear from you. You can contact the Yakima County Sheriff's Office at 509-574-2500. Once again, they want to hear from you. You can also probably make an anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers. You can check that out online as well. I want to thank you for listening to the D-Lo Show. This case is not solved yet, so Mr. Juan Carlos Mr. Sandoval is currently, we're going to go with him being innocent until proven guilty. So he has not been proven guilty yet. So therefore, well, Mr. Sandoval is innocent, although the law is looking like there's a lot stacked against him. So, and again, he still sits behind bars, and so that there is not a trial date set on that particular case yet. So we'll wait for that, and when that, as we get closer to that time, I will be back with some updates as things keep coming along. So thank you for listening to the D-Lo Show. If you like what you're hearing, once again, like, subscribe, follow, and come around for more on this. In the meantime, thank you for listening and have a great day.